A few days ago, Mauricio Sulaiman, the president of the WBC, tweeted this. He said that according to VADA, Michael Hunter has missed 2 attempts of testing under the clean boxing program. Michael Hunter responded by saying, "Missed, not ducked, a voluntary test, back to the grind." Now, the clean boxing program is a WBC program, and you must participate in that in order to be ranked in the WBC top 15 and in order to participate in WBC sanctioned bouts. The fight which Michael Hunter was supposedly training for was against Filip Hrgovic, which would have been an IBF final eliminator. So him missing these tests would not have prevented him from going ahead with the Filip Hrgovic fight. But be that as it may, it does raise eyebrows when a fighter is missing tests, particularly when he subsequently goes on to withdraw from the bout he was training for. Now, this is what appears to have happened with this Filip Hrgovic fight. Michael Hunter has pulled out. Kevin Ayo was the first person I saw to report this. Michael Hunter not going forward with the Filip Hrgovic fight. Now, as far as the whole drug testing protocol, I'll be very interested to hear from Kalle Sauerland. He didn't really address it in this interview, but I'll be interested to find out what drug testing protocol was in place for this fight and whether Michael Hunter was willing to adhere to it. He doesn't seem particularly concerned, to be honest, in this interview about the drug testing protocol. He's just upset, clearly upset, that Michael Hunter pulled out of the fight after quite a lengthy negotiation. He accuses Michael Hunter of being a coward and a fraud. So very strong words from Kalle. I have to imagine that he feels as though Michael Hunter led him up the garden path. Maybe they had some heated conversations, and that's why Kalle is venting in this way so publicly. He says that they initially went to the negotiating table, both he, Team Hrgovic and Team Hunter. He alluded to a member of Team Hunter no longer representing Michael Hunter anymore. I don't know if that's Hasim Rahman, because Hasim Rahman, I believe, was, and maybe still is, Hunter's manager as well as trainer. If any of you can offer some clarity on that, please drop a comment below. But they were going through the negotiating process. They couldn't come to an agreement. They decided to call a purse bid. Then after calling a purse bid, there was some more back and forth between the two camps, and they decided to call the purse bid off. But according to Kalle, Michael Hunter then said he wasn't happy with the terms of the deal that they offered him. So they called another purse bid, and apparently after cancelling one purse bid, you have to wait 2 weeks before having another. So that's what they did. And the second purse bid went ahead. It was won by Team Hrgovic, and the bid was something like 600 grand. Now, given the fact that Michael Hunter is ranked higher than Filip Hrgovic, that means he was entitled to 60% of that money, which would have been roughly, $360,000. Hrgovic getting $240,000. Now, obviously, we're used to hearing millions being thrown about when it comes to top-level heavyweight boxing. So, when you compare it to Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Andy Ruiz, even Dylan White purses, these sound very small. But bear in mind, this was also a fight for the right to challenge for the IBF World Heavyweight title, and the IBF tend to be far more strict when it comes to enforcing their mandatories than any of the other sanctioning bodies. So you're likely to get your shot with the IBF far more quickly than you are with the WBC, the WBO, the WBA, etc. in most instances. So you really have to wonder what Michael Hunter's motivation was for pulling out of this fight. He claims that he is willing to fight anybody. But here he had an opportunity to fight Filip Hrgovic. And remember, okay, 360 grand doesn't sound like a lot for this level of boxing in the heavyweight division. But Hrgovic wasn't complaining. He was willing to take that risk for such a meager reward. Meager reward financially, but he clearly felt confident that, okay, he's only getting paid 240 grand. But when he gets a shot at the heavyweight title, that's when he really gets paid. He was confident that he could get there and beat Michael Hunter. Was Michael Hunter as confident? The fact that he's pulled out would seem to suggest not. Now, most of you know that I've been very big on Michael Hunter. I rate him. I think he's a dark horse in the division. But I'm not going to try and defend the indefensible. I'm not a fanboy. So at this stage, I think Michael Hunter has some explaining to do. Perhaps he's got a better offer. Somebody has got in his ear and told him, you know what? Don't take that fight for 360 grand. We've got a fight over here for triple the money, and you'll fight an easier opponent. Or maybe you'll fight an opponent just as dangerous, but again, the reward will be far higher. Now, Michael Hunter is currently in the Tyson Fury training camp. Let's just scroll up here. You can see a picture there with a Gypsy King. Iron sharpens iron. A video here with a Gypsy King in the background. You know, this is one of the things I like about Tyson Fury, is that he can have these back and forth rivalries with other heavyweights online and what have you. But he'll then invite them to come spar with him, come train with him. Because he wants to let them know, obviously he needs the work, but he also wants to let them know that he's real, that he's about that life. He's not just all talk. Oh, you can come and see him in the flesh and get in the ring and trade blows if that's what you want to do. So, yeah, it was good to see the Gypsy King invite Michael Hunter into his camp. And rumor has it, I don't know whether it's true, rumor has it, the black eye, which Tyson Fury has, we saw in the podcast he did with Eddie Hearn, rumor has it that Michael Hunter gave him that black eye. They did, of course, fight each other in the amateurs. Michael Hunter is adamant that he gave Tyson Fury the business and got robbed on the cards. That's a fight I would love to see. But at the moment, it's a chin scratcher. Maybe Tyson Fury has told Michael Hunter that he can hook him up with an opportunity, perhaps on the undercard of Fury AJ. You know, I don't know. What we need is for Michael Hunter to come out and give an interview and explain exactly what is going on, because Kalle Sauerland is dragging his name through the mud. And perhaps that's justified. I'm not here to refute what Kalle Sauerland is saying. At the end of the day, I don't know Michael Hunter's side of the story. And if he doesn't speak, then it's going to imply guilt, isn't it? So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you find it alarming that Michael Hunter missed 2 VADA tests? Again, these VADA tests weren't necessarily for this fight. They were just part of the Clean Boxing program, which is a year-round program where the WBC can have VADA turn up on your doorstep or at your gym at any time, even if you don't have a fight scheduled. This is my understanding of the Clean Boxing program. Even if you've got a fight scheduled and it's with a different sanctioning body, you still have to participate. Well, I say have to. You have to participate in order to remain in the WBC top 10 or top 15. But you don't have to participate in order to go through with an IBF eliminator and so on. But do you find it disturbing that he's missed these tests? To be fair, Kalle Sauerland said it happens, and he seemed to suggest that the Clean Boxing program year-round VADA testing is a little inconvenient, and therefore it's not practical for fighters to always adhere to it. And, you know, I've got some sympathy for that, but again, I would like to know what testing protocols were in place for this Filip Hrgovic-Michael Hunter fight. Because if he's missing the Clean Boxing program tests, that's one thing. if they had their own testing regime for the IBF and for the Filip Hrgovic fight, then that's okay. Miss the clean boxing program, but you're still doing a testing program that you've signed up for specifically for the Hrgovic fight. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below about this whole situation. And of course, very disappointing that Michael Hunter's decided to pull out of this fight. I was really looking forward to this one. Hopefully, Michael Hunter comes out and announces a fight just as good or better. And hopefully, Filip Hrgovic can do the same. So anyway, I'm out.